We continue to follow Typhoon Halong's Western Alaska impact. As we come on the air at 6, we're also working to learn the motive behind what Anchorage police say was a deadly morning shooting at a Midtown Anchorage Circle K gas station, C Street and West 36th Avenue.
The suspected shooter is in custody as officers urge anybody with information to come forward.
And now to our top story, as family members of those who were lost or missing after Typhoon Halong, they're sharing their stories that as the number of Alaskans staying in shelters continues to grow. The state says that number roughly 1,800 people.
Now that number could increase. People are coming from 49 different communities, including Kipnuk and Kwigillingok, which the Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management say are both experiencing entire community evacuations. Several crews say they're helping out in those locations and any others they possibly can.
There's been personnel that have been working in Kotzebue to rip out insulation in homes and to try to get those homes dried out. So this storm certainly isn't just contained to the Kuskokwim area. It is a storm that has impacted the entire state.
Troopers say there are 2 people still missing after the storm in the village of Kwigillingok, and another person is confirmed dead. Tonight, we are learning their names.
67-year-old Ella Mae Kashatok, 71-year-old Vernon Pavil, and 41-year-old Chester Kashatok are all family members who were in a house that was washed away in that storm. Relatives gave us these photos. On Monday, searchers found Ella Mae's body inside the house, which had washed up on the riverbank. But there was no sign of Vernon, her brother, or Chester, her son.
And family members.
Chester was also a musically inclined person. He loved music, and I know that he was a Christian in his own way. I know that he used to like to sing at church.
Troopers are no longer actively searching for the missing men, but say they will respond if they get new leads.
All right, Chief Meteorologist Melissa Fry just got back from Western Alaska, joining us now.
Melissa, you've talked with a number of people in that area, which they've had a lot happen in the past 72 hours.
Yeah, the situation and even location, it's changing for these Alaskans by the minute. First, they were just doing their best to stay alive, then to find shelter and food, and now trying to figure out where home will be. I've been keeping up with one man from Kwigillingok who will now spend the night at the 4th place since his home floated away.
It was devastating.
Stephen Aniver returned to see the condition of his home days after being rescued. Does it look like it could be repaired?
I don't think so.
We first spoke to Aniver the morning after he was rescued, surviving being in his home as it was carried by the floodwaters. He thinks about a half mile.
It was shaking. The house was shaking.
He described the terrifying moments inside. While outside, everything was being destroyed. He first made it to his brother's house, only to be evacuated again to the school. And he has since learned just how bad it is and what the needs are.
Some clothes and some food and water and shelter. They need shelter.
And then yesterday, he was taken to a new shelter in Bethel by plane, grabbing only what he could carry.
My dry clothes and my gaming console and some pictures.
It isn't home, but they took care of him for the night.
There was lots of food there.
From there, he was able to connect with his mom.
So glad that you got to be with your mom.
She was worried about me.
It's been a grueling 72 hours, and he doesn't know when, but he hopes to return to the Kwigillingok he's known his whole life and to what it looked like before Halong, where he tells me his favorite activities were to fish, hunt, and gather berries.
And Stephen tells me that he had a lot of family there as well. And unfortunately, at least for now, they are being evacuated into different areas. It's basic needs that they need. Again, shelter, food, water. But he does say he's at least glad to be with his mom for now.
All right, Melissa, thank you so much for that report. Members of the group of 6 lawmakers who represent rural Alaska, it's a group known as the Bush Caucus, say Halong's impact will be a priority next legislative session.
House Speaker Bryce Edgman, who's from Dillingham, told Alaska's news source as Bush caucus members push forward with their response, they're still working to find out how and where they can help. He said any response from the legislature should be comprehensive.
And so I think we have some, a lot of soul searching to do. How to protect our villages going forward, how to certainly provide shelter when an event like this takes place. I think we have a lot to look at and a lot to be concerned about.
It's very devastating, people floating away in their own homes, flying into Bethel from Tuksuk. Our rivers, our land is still covered in water. You could see outlines of rivers, even as the water's receding, and still fearful of more flooding that's going to happen because there's still so much.
You just heard from Representative Nellie Jimmy. She represents District 38, which includes some of those hardest hit communities. She was at her home by the time Halong hit. Edgman says he's going to provide an official update Friday at the AFC conference, which starts tomorrow. We've got expanded coverage live right now on our website and mobile app.
And as more people get involved to try to make a difference during this time, the Salvation Army, one group that has already begun their response.
Joining us now tonight, Major Raymond Erickson King with the Salvation Army. Thanks for joining us. First off, with something this significant, where does your organization even begin?
We begin by partnering up with those who want to come alongside of us to help people in need. And our services are being provided as part of a coordinated response, working alongside with other disaster partners such as the Red Cross, Food Bank of Alaska, Samaritan's Purse, and a number of other agencies. And our work extends to communities throughout Alaska, offering emergency and long-term support and emotional spiritual care.
And for people that don't know, so you're working with other agencies, but with everything going on, I mean, so much area and so many people, where does the Salvation Army even begin? Where do you set up and what do you provide?
Well, our support to the West Coast storm response has included sending water, food, cleaning supplies, and cots to support the needs of the UK region. And additionally, we are providing meals at this time, actually, to support displaced Alaskans here in Anchorage.
Good.
All righty, and for anybody that's wanting to help your efforts, how can they do that?
Yeah. Well, cash donations are the best and allow the flexibility to secure items that are the most need at the present time. And you can donate through www.salvationarmy.alaska.org. At this time, the Salvation Army is not accepting in-kind donations. There are other organizations just doing that as well. But we are continuing to work in collaboration with the Alaska Village Council presidents and the UK Health Corporation to coordinate as well with our other BOAD partners.
All right, that was Salvation Alaska or SalvationArmyAlaska.org. Real quick, anything else you'd like to add?
That's right. Thank you so much.
All right, Major Raymond Erickson King, we appreciate you with the Salvation Army. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much. And as Alaskans try to figure out their path forward, we're keeping a close eye on the forecast. Those areas already dealing with a lot of impacts. We've got meteorologist Jackie Purcell joining us now with a look ahead at our forecast. Jackie.
Well, the waters have receded, but the winds are still strong over parts of the Bristol Bay coastal region, and through this afternoon they were blowing 25 to 40 miles per hour over that southwest coast, but higher gusts over Perryville and Cold Bay. They went up to 51 miles per hour. Winds will stay breezy through tonight, even into Thursday, but down to about 10 to 20 miles per hour by tomorrow. So this is the storm over the state. It's an expansive storm system, and the front is well away from the center. The center is spinning just west of Kodiak, but that front has moved rain into south central as well as southeast Alaska. Now let's check out that forecast for those storm-ravaged areas. They're still seeing some shower activity ongoing through this evening. They'll still see that tomorrow, and I mentioned some breezy conditions. But as that storm continues to shift east, fewer showers, and certainly by Friday, they're looking at some partly sunny skies and temperatures that will be cooler on the backside of that storm system. That cold Arctic air is going to be filtering south. So they'll be seeing some cooler temperatures, as will the south central region. Again, we're watching the winds in the southwestern portion of the state at least through tomorrow. We'll have more coming up. A further look at the forecast coming later.
All right, Jackie, see you in a little bit. Thank you very much. And remember, you can download our weather app, 24/7 updated coverage available in your app store, helping to keep your family safe, especially during this difficult time. And we'll be right back after this. Well, it is a journey. Veterans have called it a trip of a lifetime, getting to participate in an honor flight.
Our team has been following their journey since takeoff last week from Alaska. Our Georgina Fernandez shows us how this welcome home for some is long overdue.
It's a welcome home.
I didn't get that when I came home.
That's decades overdue.
When we heard the bagpipes, I'm going, wow, I can't believe this. You couldn't ask for better.
Over the weekend, 24 veterans returned home from an honor flight trip to Washington, D.C. that took off last Tuesday from the Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport, where we first met veterans like Howard Apple when this trip
I'm going on a trip of a lifetime.
was a dream waiting to happen.
And the thing that makes it important to me, a couple of my friends can't make it. And so I'm kind of going for them too.
Now, almost a week later, after checking off bucket list items,
Changing the guards, and I knew that was going to be good. But the important part of that was 2 of our veterans got to lay the wreath on the unknown soldier. And that can't be beat.
and spending their days connecting while touring monuments and paying their respects at memorials.
It was just truly amazing. Words don't even describe it.
It's safe to say for Apple,
As one of my sons said, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, that doesn't even compare on it.
that trip of a lifetime lived up to his expectation.
From the moment we got here at this airport, the guy that brought my wheelchair, Benny, he was just awesome. Everything has just been super. And this coming back, it was a tearjerker.
And while the moments shared on this trip mean so much to these veterans, it's also the welcome home.
You may not wear the uniform anymore, but your example still leads.
This thank you that might be just as powerful.
For the veterans that we serve currently, when they return from service, that didn't happen.
Healing decade-old wounds.
And that makes up for a lot of things.
And reminding them,
Welcome home from the long march, from the silent years,
that their sacrifice doesn't go unforgotten. Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's news source.
Well, can't say it enough, but thank you so much to our veterans and your families for just everything you do. We appreciate you.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.